When conducting your research, one place to find quality sources is through an online database. West Salem subscribes to an online database through a company called Gale Cengage Learning. At school, you can access these online databases through links on our school website. Again, when you're on the district website, if you go to Schools and choose High School, and then on the left-hand side, when you go down to Student Resources and choose Research, you will find a series of links, all starting with the word Gale. These are all online databases that we subscribe to through Gale Cengage Learning. While working at home, you will need to use a password to enter these because the school pays for them. Notice the password is listed on the website for you. Now, how do you know which one of these to go into? It depends upon your topic. And if you're having trouble finding sources, I would recommend using several of these online databases because they may not all provide the exact same information for you. I'm going to go to the one called Gale Global Issues as an example. When you get to the screen, and these are very much alike no matter which one you try, you're going to see at some part on the screen where it says Browse Issues and Topics. And this is a great place to go if you are having difficulties with keywords and you want to look through the topics. So you can use the topics as listed here, or you can go to View All and see all of the topics, and then all of these are links that you can go to and select for more information. You can also find information through the map, or looking specifically for news items, you can do a search where it says World News. Now, if you have some good keywords chosen, then you can go into the basic search box at the top and type in your information. I'm going to type in a search for heroin addiction so that you can see what the results look like for this particular search. If you notice, there's a lot of information on here, and I can see this a couple of different ways, one by scrolling down, but also by looking on the left-hand side, and it's showing me what kind of sources that I'm finding. A few things to take note of. The very first set of results here say Global Viewpoints, and notice that they say opinion and editorial. These are not the kind of sources that you want to find for your paper because they have a bias to them. Now, that being said, it's okay to read these because the authors of these articles may refer to a specific site or study that could be useful for you, which you could then look up on your own. So they can provide you background information, but because they are opinionated, they should not be used in your paper. Another thing to note on here are the shapes beside the findings. The green circle indicates that it's at the easier reading level. A yellow square is at a medium reading level. And then if you see something like the triangles, they are at a higher reading level. It doesn't mean that you can't investigate all of them. Just be aware of this as you're working, that some of them will be a little more difficult for you to read. That being said, if we go to the advanced search part of the database, you can obviously put in keywords, but there's a couple of other things that may help you in your searching if you're having some difficulties. One, you can search by specific kinds of content if you would like, but another thing that's helpful are the publication dates. Maybe the information that you're getting is too old, and so you can set dates on here so that it finds more current information. And also, if you're struggling with the reading levels for articles that are being found, you can actually tell it to find articles by or in a specific Lexile reading level, which can be helpful for you. Once you've found some results for your topic and you select an article, now as an example, I'm going to go over here to Broadcast Transcript, which is going to take me to the transcript for either NBC Nightly News or the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, so something that was on their news, but it's going to give me the written transcript for that. Now, many of these have a listen portion to them so that you can have them read out loud to you. Obviously, they're not very entertaining, but they certainly may help you if you want something read out loud. And the other thing with every one of your findings I want you to pay attention to is the source citation at the end. This is a good way for you to get started with your working bibliography. Now, I know that this will not be perfect as far as our MLA style, but it will be very close. So once you found an article from one of the databases that you find useful, by all means copy this information and paste it into your document, whether you're using Pages or LibreOffice or a Google Doc, and use this as a starting point for your working bibliography so you don't have to start from scratch. As I mentioned previously, you do not have to stick to just one database for your research. You may find, for example, if I'm looking at heroin addiction, I found things in global issues, but I may find things in the science area as well. Another one that would be helpful for you is the one called Opposing Viewpoints. All of you in your paper are going to have to do a part of your paper where you refute what your stand is. So you're taking a stand saying something should be a certain way because 1, 2, 3 reasons. But at some point in your paper you need to bring up the opposing viewpoint side of it as what do other people think? Who disagrees with you? And Opposing Viewpoints is a good way to find that information. So again, you can use the search box up here, or you can go by topic as well, very much like the other ones that I had mentioned to you. In the Opposing Viewpoints database, I again typed in heroin addiction, and you'll notice that I get different results. Even though it's part of the same paid-for database, Gale Cengage Learning, I do get different results, so it's a good idea to test those out. And maybe you're saying that heroin addiction is going up, and here's someone saying the addictive powers of heroin are exaggerated. So that's an opposing side to what you may have on your paper, and you can take a look at that. In addition, I noticed that this one seems to have more images in it than the original search that I had done. So using our online databases is a good way to find reputable sources for your paper. Even though these are found online, they are not considered internet sources, so they will count for things like books, magazines, and newspapers.